And during any given week, I consume a tremendous amount of media and news. I read a lot, I watch a lot, I listen to a lot of podcasts. One of the podcasts that I listen to every Saturday, typically every Saturday, like when I'm out running around errands, I listen to the Focus Group podcast from Sarah Longwell, the publisher and the founder of the Bulwark. She gets overshadowed sometimes, but she started that thing, man. She started that with Bill Kristol. She's kept that thing going, and she's a badass. And her podcast that she puts out every Saturday called the Focus Group, she does focus groups with voters all across the country every week. So it's like out of all of the people who I read and follow and listen to, she's the only one who's like interacting with actual voters every week, month after month, year after year. And a lot of times listening to these podcasts, because it's like she'll have a guest on and they'll talk about whatever issue they were polling people on, or doing these focus groups with people on. And then you get to hear like audio of these voters in these focus groups. And it's fascinating because it's like, I've lived in San Francisco Bay Area for 25 years. I don't interact with these people. We don't have those people out here, Trump voters. Not in any appreciable number. And so it's like, I hear all of the media people talking about all of these things, but it's like when I listen to her podcast Focus Group, I get to hear these actual people in their own words. And more often than not, it's an existentially painful experience. It's like by the time I get done with these episodes, I'm just like, oh, we are so fucked. We are so completely fucked. These people are unimaginably dumb. And so it was yesterday morning. I was doing some stuff before my brother and I left to go to the No Kings protest march in San Francisco. And they were doing a focus group that I think was recorded like a week ago or something. And it was about, the big, beautiful bill, Trump's budget, tax cut, whatever the hell we're calling this, that, it passed in the House and it's working its way through the Senate right now. And the very first voter, I guess, who spoke was a woman. She sounded like she had a little bit of a Southern accent. And she was discussing like her dire circumstances in life. She's disabled. She's on Medicaid. She receives SNAP benefits. And she really described the circumstances of her life. And it just sounded horrific. She's totally disabled. She can't work. She's trying to raise 2 kids. And she gets, she's, like the medications and the medical care that she gets each month adds up to about $900 worth of Medicaid benefits per month. And then she gets it was like $200 or $300 a month in SNAP benefits and food stamps to feed her and her 2 kids. And it just sounded like, really desperate circumstances. But she voted for Donald Trump because she likes that he's taking away medical care from trans kids. She said that out loud. She likes Donald Trump because he's taking away medical care from trans kids. And then she went on to talk about what the big, beautiful bill will do to her, which it consists massively of overwhelming cuts to Medicaid and SNAP benefits. But she voted for Donald Trump because she likes that he's taking away medical care from trans kids. And I don't remember where I was driving somewhere, and I was banging my head on the steering wheel of my car. I mean, there are tens of millions of people in this country who will vote to almost completely destroy their own lives as long as other groups who they don't like get it worse than they do. And, you know, I'm pessimistic when it comes to the population of this country and the electorate as a whole. I do think that we have a solid majority of our, well, apart from the 90 million eligible voters in 2024 who just couldn't be bothered and stayed home and didn't vote at all. I mean, the arrogance of that, the privilege of that, I can barely process that. Donald Trump got 77 million votes. Kamala Harris got 75.5. 90 million eligible voters just didn't bother to vote at all. Of the ones who showed up, I think we have a solid majority of our electorate comprised of people who are just complete fucking morons. They're just the dumbest fucking segment of our population that this country has ever been saddled with. They are dumb, they are gullible, they are mean and cruel and easily manipulated. I mean, this woman voted to elect a president and a party who is going to take literally everything from her. But she likes that Donald Trump is taking medical care away from trans kids. The next woman who spoke after her was a woman who sounded very articulate and educated and who works in logistics. And she said, I like Donald Trump because he's a straight shooter. He's very honest. And I don't think we've ever had a more transparent administration. Yeah. We picked this because we're a nation of idiots. And I mean that in the broadest sense of the term. A majority of our electorate are just complete fucking morons. And that's before you even add in the racism, the bigotry, the misogyny, the homophobia, the transphobia, and the ableism. I mean, people living in a fucking trailer who think that they're this close to being a billionaire. So yeah, we need that. We need those tax cuts for the 1%. I give you our fellow Americans.